In 2008, the global auto industry was collapsing. Factories were shutting down. Icons were begging for government bailouts. At the same time, a small company was burning cash at an alarming rate. It had no profits, no production scale, and no history of success. Most experts believed it would fail. 15 years later, that same company forced every major carmaker on Earth to change course. This is the story of how Tesla reshaped the auto industry. Not by building cars, but by breaking rules no one else dared to challenge. For over a century, the auto industry barely changed. Gasoline engines dominated the roads. Dealerships controlled sales. Software was an afterthought. Innovation moved slowly. The largest automakers in the world believed this system was permanent. Tesla did not. Tesla entered an industry defined by scale, legacy, and caution. It had none of these advantages. Yet today, electric vehicles are no longer a niche. They are the future. Governments are rewriting regulations. Factories are being rebuilt. Trillions of dollars are being redirected. This story matters because Tesla didn't just introduce a new car. It forced an entire industry to confront its own limits. And most importantly, it reveals how power shifts when technology, timing, and belief collide. In 2003, Tesla did not look like a revolution. It was founded by engineers who believed something simple. Electric cars did not have to be slow, ugly, or boring. At the time, electric vehicles had failed repeatedly. Consumers didn't trust them. Manufacturers dismissed them. The auto industry had already decided the outcome. Tesla's early plan was risky but deliberate. It would not compete with mass-market cars. Not yet. Instead, Tesla started with a high-end electric sports car. The Roadster. The goal was not volume. It was perception. If Tesla could prove that electric cars could be fast, desirable, and aspirational, everything else would follow. But the reality was harsh. Production delays piled up, costs exploded. The company nearly ran out of money. By 2008, Tesla was weeks from collapse. That same year, the global financial crisis hit. Auto giants like General Motors and Chrysler required government bailouts just to survive. Tesla survived by inches. A last-minute funding round, a federal loan, and an unwavering belief that electric was inevitable. This was not success, it was survival. For decades, traditional automakers had perfected one thing: incremental improvement. They refined engines, improved fuel efficiency, added features slowly. Electric vehicles threatened everything they knew. Batteries were expensive, charging infrastructure barely existed. Margins looked thin. Executives publicly dismissed Tesla. Some called it a tech company pretending to be an automaker. Others assumed it would eventually be acquired, or disappear. But Tesla wasn't trying to fit in. Instead of outsourcing batteries, Tesla obsessed over them. Instead of relying on suppliers, Tesla pushed vertical integration. Instead of dealerships, Tesla sold directly to consumers. Every decision broke an industry rule. And every rule Tesla broke created enemies. Dealership associations fought back legally. Competitors ignored Tesla publicly while monitoring it privately. Yet something unexpected began to happen. Customers loved the cars. Not because they were electric, but because they felt different. Instant torque. Quiet acceleration. A screen that updated like a smartphone. Tesla was not selling transportation. It was selling an experience. While Tesla struggled to scale, the rest of the industry made a critical error. They underestimated software. For legacy automakers, software controlled small features: navigation, entertainment, diagnostics. For Tesla, software controlled the car. Updates arrived over the air. Performance improved after purchase. New features appeared without visiting a dealer. The car evolved. Traditional manufacturers couldn't match this. Their development cycles were too slow, their systems too fragmented. Even worse, many treated electric vehicles as compliance products, built to satisfy regulations, not to win customers. Tesla treated electric vehicles as the future of the company. This difference mattered. When battery costs dropped, Tesla was ready. When charging networks expanded, Tesla had already invested. When consumers became curious, Tesla was already trusted. By the time competitors reacted, Tesla had years of real-world data. The gap widened. Tesla's success triggered a chain reaction. Governments took notice. Incentives increased. Emissions targets tightened. Suddenly, electric vehicles were no longer optional. Legacy automakers announced massive EV investments. Entire product lines were reworked. Factories were retooled. But shifting an industry built on combustion engines was not simple. Supply chains resisted. Dealerships hesitated. Internal teams conflicted. Tesla, meanwhile, moved faster. Gigafactories rose across continents. Battery innovation accelerated. Production scaled through trial and error. Mistakes were made publicly. Quality issues surfaced. Deadlines slipped. Yet Tesla kept moving forward. Investors rewarded vision over perfection. Customers accepted flaws in exchange for progress. Tesla had changed expectations. Consumers now expected software updates, instant acceleration, seamless charging. The industry had no choice but to follow. Today, every major automaker is an electric company. Whether they admit it or not. Electric platforms dominate future plans. Software teams expand. Direct sales models are reconsidered. Tesla did not win by eliminating competitors. It won by forcing transformation. It proved that electric vehicles could be profitable. That consumers would pay for technology. That speed mattered more than tradition. The auto industry is no longer stable. It is no longer slow. And it will never return to what it was. Tesla's real impact is not measured in cars sold. It is measured in behavior changed. Industries collapse not when they fail to see the future, but when they refuse to act on it. Tesla questioned assumptions that had gone unchallenged for a century. It accepted risk others avoided. It moved before permission was granted. This story is not about electric vehicles. It is about momentum. About what happens when belief outpaces comfort. The auto industry did not want to change. But change arrived anyway. And once it did, there was no turning back.